Hey, what is going on everybody? Arthur here and welcome to Q&A number 16. So before we get into the questions, I first off wanted to say that if you haven't asked any questions yet, and you still want to do so, then be sure to leave them in the comment section down below, and then I'll make sure to answer your questions in one of my future videos. So the first question comes from Nick Edge 2012, and he asked me, are you excited for the Vengeance DLC? So the Vengeance DLC, for those of you that don't know, the Vengeance DLC is actually going to be the next Black Ops 2 DLC that will drop on July 2nd over on the Xbox 360, about a month later for everybody on PC and PS3. Now within that DLC you will find 4 new multiplayer maps: Cove, Detour, Rush and Uplink. And the new Zombies map is going to be Buried. Now am I excited for this DLC? Not so much actually. The Uprising DLC was kind of a letdown. Or at least the multiplayer side I think was kind of a letdown. I really do like Studio. Encore is alright, but I really dislike Magma and Vertigo. And then you of course also had Mob of the Dead. Now Mob of the Dead, if I'm honest, Mob of the Dead is probably one of the best Zombies maps that they have ever made. It is just so new, it's so fresh. I really like that one. But the Uprising DLC, just in general, it was kind of let down, so I'm not really looking forward to this one either. But I'm also not really looking forward to this one, mainly because there are a lot of small maps within this DLC, and as most of you will probably know, I personally don't really like small maps like Nuketown and Hijacked. I know that there's actually a Hijacked gameplay going on in the background right now, but that is mainly because almost everybody just seems to be voting for these small maps, because almost everyone can actually get quite a few kills on these maps because they are really hectic. But in general, I'm not really looking forward to the Vengeance DLC, but we'll just have to wait and see how things actually pan out, how good the maps are, etc. Anyway, next up we have a question from First Awesome First, and he asked me, since you live in the Netherlands, how did you learn to speak English? So I basically just learned to speak English over time. I mean, I also learned how to speak English in school, of course, but I mainly just learned it by playing video games. I've been playing video games ever since I was like 3 or 4, and I've been playing English video games ever since I was like 5 or 6, so I basically just learned it over time, which was basically self-taught. And then in the last 2 years, I actually tried to get rid of my Dutch accent pretty much, because most people who are from the Netherlands really have a horrible accent whenever they speak English. So I just wanted to make sure that I did not sound like them. I think I did a pretty good job at making sure that I do not have a horrible accent, and making sure that, you know, I can listen to myself pretty much, that I can listen to myself talk without having the feeling that I sound completely, you know, idiotic, because I really hate that accent. Anyway, next up we have a question from Michael, and he asked me, do you think that the MSMC is the best SMG in Black Ops 2? So I'd probably have to say no to this one actually. I mean, at the start of Black Ops 2, the MSMC and the PDW were by far better weapons than the rest of them, or at least in terms of close to medium range engagements. They weren't of course great at long range, but you can't really expect that from SMGs. But they were definitely better in terms of close to medium range than all the other guns in Black Ops 2. But over time they pretty much just nerfed these guns 3 times, I'm not mistaken. They first off increased the recoil by a little bit, after that they actually increased the hipfire spread, and after that they once again increased the recoil, but this time very drastically. So over time they went from great guns, or even amazing guns for that matter, to just pretty much average. At this point in time I personally feel like that the SMGs are actually pretty balanced. It really just depends on your playstyle in terms of which one is actually the best one for you. If you are more of like a defensive player, then go for the Peacekeeper. If you want to rush hard, then go for either the Chickham or the Scorpion. And I honestly believe that the MP7 and the Vector K10 are probably the most versatile SMGs. And the MSMC and the PW are still great because they have a pretty high damage, but they are mainly just great in terms of close range, not so much in terms of medium range, but it really just depends on your playstyle. Anyway, next up we have a question from Joseph Wright, and he asked me, how does it feel that you've come so far in the world of YouTube? To be honest, it feels great. It really does feel great to just wake up every morning, just read a couple of comments, read a couple of tweets, a couple of Facebook messages, just look at some ratings, look at the likes, because that is something that I do. I really do look at likes every now and then, like the like to dislike ratio, and that is something that I personally just look at, and I really love the way that, you know, things are going at this point in time. When Black Ops 2 first released, for those of you that don't know, I actually had 1,262 subscribers. I remember the exact number. Like I said, I really do look at numbers quite a lot, so I remember the exact number, and right now we are on like almost 23,000 subscribers, which is just insane. I honestly can't thank you guys enough, but it feels great. It really does feel great. If you are a YouTuber who just started this channel, I mean, don't give up. I do see a lot of people actually send me a message asking me if I want to check out their videos. Then I go to their channels and they have like 100 subscribers, which is nice, but then they only have like 10 videos, and if you look at it, 10 videos and then 100 subscribers, that's great. Just make sure that you keep on going. I'm pretty sure that every single one of you will get to, this point at some point as well, as long as you just keep working. Anyway guys, that was it for this Q&A. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating would as always be very much appreciated. If not, that is of course cool as well. On the screen right now is my latest Q&A, which is of course Q&A number 15. So if you haven't checked out that video yet and you are interested in checking it out, then be sure to do so. With that said, I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope to see some of you next time. Take it easy.